All right, welcome everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic Friday. I'm here with you once again. All this week, we have been talking about the showcasing people in our community, right here in our community. These are people who are maybe where you are. Maybe you feel like, Jonathan, I'm watching you do this, but what about other people? Are there other people that across different niches and different audiences that are doing the thing that you're talking about? And the answer is yes. I get to interact with them all the time in my insiders group. And I've got another guest today that we are going to be having a wonderful conversation. I can't wait for you to meet her. And yeah, if you're over on the YouTube channel, then just comment. Let me know that you're here. I'm broadcasting right now in a couple different places. So wherever you're watching from, Facebook, YouTube, let me know you're here. Put your first name, where you're watching from. And I hope you've been enjoying these interviews as much as I have. We've got some pretty amazing people in this community. And basically what we've been doing is what I have called the Insider Showcase. And the Insider Showcase is about real people, real results, and this is where we've been interacting and just letting other people know about our program, Insider Program. That's just an amazing opportunity for you. If you're serious, if you're committed to join us and be a part of what we are up to. So we're going to be bringing on Lisa here in just a second, and it could be issues on my end. You know how it is. This is live internet. We are doing this live. We were doing perfectly fine, having conversation. Then all of a sudden we had a little bit of tech issues, but we're just going to work through it. I've got Lisa right now in the background in the green room. So we're going to attempt to bring her on. And I've got a few handful of questions so that you can hear Lisa's story and what she's up to. And here's the thing. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this for two reasons. Number one, I want to encourage you that people are doing this across all kinds of niches. And the second reason is I want to showcase the amazing people in our program because they're up to some amazing things. And so let's give this a roll. Lisa, are you here? I see you.
Hey, Jonathan.
I'm so glad that you're joining us. Everybody, this is Lisa Nezneski. I've been practicing that, and I'm so glad that you're here. Why don't you take a moment and tell everybody where you're from and what is your business?
Thank you, Jonathan. Welcome, everybody. I am a pharmacist. I'm a doctor of pharmacy. I'm board certified in pharmacotherapy. My business is I help people integrate their medications with their natural supplements. So if you take vitamins and you also take medications, I help people figure out whether or not they would both be appropriate for you. I also teach mindfulness meditation. So all things natural healing is what I'm all about. And I live here in Kissimmee, Florida, right down the street from Disney.
Yes, and as a fellow Floridian, one of my first lessons after I moved to Florida was that it's not Kissimmee. It's Kissimmee. There's a big difference.
Correct.
Just like when I was younger, I lived in Louisville, Kentucky, and people who don't live in Louisville, Kentucky call it Louisville. It's not Louisville, it's Louisville. You say it all together. So anyways, that's awesome as a fellow Floridian. This is why we live in Florida. The weather's been beautiful the last couple of days for sure. So tell us, people like to hear origin stories. So how did you become interested in something online?
Well, I had a bricks and mortar store in the late 90s, 2000s, where I sold vitamins and supplements, and I had people come with their medication problems, and we'd work out what would be the best. And I worked with people one-on-one, and life took a detour, and I got away from that, and I moved away from Pittsburgh and decided that, the people that I still kept in touch with, I was still helping. So I wanted to have some type of presence that I could still connect with my former customers and also grow across the various the platforms that are available for me to contact people. So that was more or less how I got started. My original store was Healthy Self. My business now is Healthy Mindful Self. So I've inserted the mindful in the middle because your personal presence is what mindfulness is all about, and that's really in a nutshell how I got started. So I got back into it.
I love it. And I love your topic as well, for sure. So you've been around our community for quite a while. In fact, you sent me this cool picture right here. This is a picture of me and Lisa at our live event in 2019, back before COVID and before everything that, back when the world was normal, at least our normal at the time. And you came to that event, you've invested in yourself and your education. And then somewhere along the journey, you joined my private mastermind, which is the Insider program, where me, along with my team of coaches, really try to get in and help you in your business, provide accountability, give you a community, try to give you some direction and focus, and just be there to be like, I know I can go someplace and ask a question when I'm trying to figure something out in my business. So I guess my first question is, a lot of people, before they join a program like that, they have some hesitations, they have some skepticism in different ways. And so can you think about maybe for you, what was that skepticism or hesitation, or how did you feel before joining Insider?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how we connected, but we've been connected since probably 2016.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so I apparently watched you on a webinar and got on your mailing list. And then at some point you offered free access to everything for a period of time. Like for a certain nominal fee, I could have access to all your material. So that's what I did first. And I wasn't ready to move forward with the online presence, but I had all of that information. And my hesitancy primarily was financial. So I took that 30-day offer to open to everything. And then the next year or so, I decided that, okay, I'm going to start communicating with the group a little more regularly, and joined one of your other groups that was just an introduction to certain things. There were classes that were online that I had access to, which was very helpful. So I did that part of it. And then in 2019, after I moved here to Florida, you were offering the live set in Jacksonville. So I drove up. So it made sense for me to actually attend in person. So at that point, I still hadn't joined. I didn't have a website. I had nothing. So I thought, I'm going to, invest again in getting the website so that by the time that I'm ready to actually move forward, then I've got a few of the foundational things in place. And you've been helpful all along in every one of those steps and the various things that the Market Your Message group has done. It's amazing to be part of the Insiders now, because I wasn't ready to or financially able to until I was ready. So things happen in their own right time, for me anyway. So that was my skepticism. I mean, I kept learning and kept the touch point going, but I just couldn't do it until I could.
No, I think that's a great story of like, sometimes it's a journey for some of us, and maybe for you, it was just trying to get the season of life, the right timing, all of that together. And I totally get it. And we're going to show I'm going to show your website here in just a little
Thank
bit.
you.
You've done an amazing job. It looks really good. So I give my thumbs up to what you've been up to. So, and so now that you're in the community, how did your perception change from before getting in? Obviously, for some, for all of us, when we join something new, it's like we don't know what's really behind the closed doors, so to speak, what's on the other side. And now that you've been inside, you've got to meet some people and got in there. What are some of the things maybe you enjoy, you love about the Insiders?
Well, now that I am inside, I have access to a number of people who are part of the group. I'm in one of the particular masterminds about increasing the amount of people that are on your platform. And in particular, that experience where we meet every other week, twice a month, and discuss our issues. I can bring whatever it is that I'm working on, and I get opinions from the other group members, and that's really helpful. That I think that was one of my aha moments. I'm doing these videos where I'm teaching online, and you can see I'm wearing my blue glasses now, but when I put my pink glasses on, they look okay on this, but they would reflect because they've got the reflecting. So using my blue glasses is frankly so much better. There's no glare. You don't see the ring from the ring light. And since I'm teaching, that was really annoying, to have that ring light in my face while I'm trying to present. So so they coached me to wear pink in my videos and to use these. And the visuals that you see behind me, that's all from the insiders. I was on a blank wall before, and so they're like, yeah, showcase your diploma, showcase your crazy mermaids and unicorns and your plants. So anyway, the way that I appear on camera now is a direct input from the insiders group. And since that's the direction of my business, that was incredibly helpful.
Yeah, and it looks great. I mean, your camera looks great. You look great. The background looks great. I mean, it really is impressive for sure. And I believe Val is one of your coaches in your group.
Yes.
And the thing that a lot of people don't know about Val in her background, in her prior career, she was involved in TV and part of doing setups and showcasing and helping the person who was on camera make sure they look good. And she even won an Emmy, which she doesn't talk a whole lot about. You have to really dig it out of her. But it's so awesome having her around, because I know I've asked her to coach me several times on video and just understanding video. And so that's an example of just the resources that we have available in Insider. Is the different coaches have different subject matter. They're experts in different subject matters. So we have one that is a copywriter, one of our newer coaches. She's a certified copywriter. We have Roxanne, who's our technical person, can really help any of our insiders if they're struggling with technical issues. Jody is a longtime coach, great for strategy. She's also helped build businesses, not online and with one online, where she's helped them build from the ground up. So that's just some of the people that we have access to in Insider.
If I may, Jody actually helped me by participating in my mindfulness meditation 101 course. She was a student. She came and then gave me some feedback on that as well. So that was incredibly helpful. So thank you to Jody. Thank you to Val. Those two gals have been incredibly helpful. Every time I have a Kajabi issue with my website, I reach out to Roxanne and she's able to help me. So it's a team of people. And that's really what I like about working with you guys. I've been with you long enough that you were a single shingle, and now you've kind of blossomed into this big organization. So and I'm ready to take advantage of everything that you offer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a lot of fun. I cannot do this by myself anymore. That's for sure. So, people are hearing about Insider and that we're opening up the doors for a few more insiders. This isn't something we always have open, but right now we've opened it up. We're moved, quite frankly, into a new platform. We've added a few more additional coaches, which will be additional mastermind groups. So we have a little bit more room to add some more people. And so if somebody's on the fence, they're just like, I think I want to do this, or I think I want to look into this. What would you say to somebody who's maybe like you, where they were just really, they really want to do something online, but quite frankly, they're just on the fence?
I would say that two things. The first is that there's options for you at whatever my own personal challenge was financial. So there's options to work with Jonathan at whatever you can afford. If you were interested in getting into the insiders group, it took from 2019, I wasn't ready. I wasn't far enough along in my progress, but once I had the website, the advantages that I have by allowing the group, I'll put various thoughts out into the group and get comments like immediately, and they're coming from the business point of view. Not necessarily, I can handle the pharmacy end and the mindfulness end, but running the business part of it, as a sole proprietor, I really appreciate the business advice. In fact, I needed information on maybe a tax preparer and got instant feedback on, and it's great. So there are various things that I don't do well, but there are others in the group who can assist. And then eventually, maybe I'll have an organization of several people that can do those things that I'm not as good at. But initially, it's all, as a sole proprietor, it's all on you. So having the ability to have business related discussions with people who are interested in seeing you succeed, that's invaluable.
I agree. I think that was well put. For a lot of people, the topic, the thing that you're passionate about. But oftentimes
Exactly.
what stands you in the way is the business side and the online marketing side. Those two things, it's like, but I don't know what to do business wise, and I don't know what to do as far as technology and the online world, right? Like my website, how do I sell a course? How do I add people to an email list? Those things are where we come alongside you and say, you know what? You have a message to share that people need to hear, but this business side and that technology side is what's blocking you, quite frankly. And
Totally.
we want to help you make that easier and support you, especially. And here's the thing: just like you talked about, you got to figure it out. Sometimes you're not ready to add a bunch of staff members. I know I wasn't for a couple of years when I was doing my business. But by having access to Insider, what it does is it does give you kind of a board of directors, people that you can lean upon, people that you can get answers on to help you move forward. So that's awesome. I know you got a cool, we're going to show your website here, and we're going to talk about what's coming up next. And also you've got a cool freebie for people as well.
I do.
But before
Yes.
we do that, is there anything else that you would like to share or anything you want to add that we haven't talked about?
So, as the meditating pharmacist, it's kind of unusual for someone to have both feet on either side. So, my passion is helping people heal body, mind, and spirit. So, if you're into traditional medicine, I have the credentials as a registered pharmacist, board certified. If you're into natural medicine, I have that certification in botanical medicine. If you're interested in meditating and learning about how that can help you heal, I also am a certified mindfulness teacher. So I've got pretty much all the bases covered because I had a terrible journey. I really did. Things are much better. My first book, Grounded in Chaos, this came out last year. I'm now working on 7 mindful questions. Here's the cover mock-up
I like
for
it.
the white side. Well, wait, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one I'll use, but it's coming out on May the 4th.
That's exciting. I'm so excited for you. That is
Thank you.
awesome. Good for you. Okay, so what's next for you in 2021? Obviously, you said the book.
Yes.
Anything else specifically that you're working on?
Yes. So I'm going to be teaching Mindfulness Meditation 101. I'm going to be doing that's coming up in April, and it starts the Sunday after Easter, which I think is the 11th. So that's a 4-week program. So that'll be coming up. I'm also going to do a retreat on Saturday, April the 10th, that has to do with the book, The 7 Mindful Questions. So that one's coming up as well. I'm trying to generate interest if anyone's interested in being on my launch team, so they know a little bit about what the book's about. And you did something similar with Market Your Message. So yeah, absolutely. The same kind of thing is what I'm going to be doing. So if someone's interested in a medication consultation, they can reach out on my website, and there's a contact me. So for any of the above, there's a contact me page as well.
Awesome. So let me flip over because I want you guys to see her website, and then she's got a really cool freebie. So let me do this. And then let me actually share my screen here. Give me 1 second. And let me pop over to this other tab so you guys can see. Look at this website. It looks so good, Lisa. So this is where you can connect with Lisa Nezneski. And we will also, it's basically .com. And we'll also make sure to send out a link for this as well. And so this is where you can reach out to work with her. You can learn a little bit about her. You can reach out on the contact form as well. But Lisa, would you tell us about this freebie that you've put together?
So I have 3 different meditations. They're very basic. They're short. They're 5 minutes each. I have audios and videos that you can download, and they come out over about 2-week period of time. So you'll get the first 5-minute and then in about a week, you'll get the second and then the third. So they don't come all at once. They come out one at a time. And as you work with them, there is a private Facebook group that you can go on and put your comments in and see how you can get feedback if you have questions on how you're doing. So these are totally free, and it'll at least dip your toe in the water of mindfulness meditation.
I love it.
Oh, and if you're like me and you work for a living for a big corporation, I actually do the third one, which is the mindful meeting prep before every meeting. So it gets me into the right frame of mind to help the customer. So it's mindful meeting prep is the third meditation.
I love it. And I love that it's kind of dripped out over time to allow you to absorb it. And so,
yes.
Boom, I just put it here. Let me make this make it look a little bit better. So everybody can see this right now. That's where you want to go. So we just did that live. How about that?
That is awesome. Thank you.
LisaNezneski.com/freebie. That's where you can get in on that. I love what you have listed on that page. 5 minutes of meditation a day can bring peacefulness, productivity, and mindful presence. You can unlock the secrets of meditation or meditation benefits in your life and work world with your first try at using these meditation techniques. I love that. Bite size. It's helpful for people because I think a lot of people, meditation's difficult. I know when I first started, it was like, I didn't realize how much my mind was racing all the time. And it was like, how do people sit here and do this mindfulness or meditation practice for longer than 5 minutes? And it just shows you, I think, and I'll come back to where we can see you. It just kind of goes to show exactly how much our minds are constantly roaring and racing, and how much our thoughts are affecting us physically as well. So I love that you put this together.
You're welcome. Thank you for showcasing it. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So any last words, anything you want to say, anything you want to end on today?
I think that, you're a very humble person, and your authenticity shows in everything that you do. And I want to thank you for that. I came to Florida not knowing anybody, and then COVID hit, and then you really couldn't get to meet anybody. So your online community and the authenticity of the people in it have been essential for me for this year to be able to actually connect in a meaningful way with others. So if anyone is sitting on the fence, these are real people. These are the things that they're doing are real and they're honest, and the value is incredible. You really can't put a number on it. So Jonathan, thank you again. I'm happy to be part of the group, and I really respect what you're doing, and I appreciate the opportunity to share my message.
Awesome. Well, I love what you've been up to. Can't wait to see what's in store for you. New book, retreat, all the, the course, the program, all that is so exciting for you. And we're going to be here to support you along the way. So thanks for coming and sharing your story.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. So I hope you guys loved Lisa. She's awesome, isn't she? So be sure to go check out what she's up to, find out more about her, reach out to her if her, her message resonated, as I'm sure it probably did with a lot of you. And also, since we're talking about Insider, you might be like, well, Jonathan, what exactly is Insider about? Well, here's the easiest way to describe it, because there's a lot going on in Insider. We basically have 4 columns. And column number 1, these are pillars, I should say. Pillar number 1 is we provide situation-driven mentoring. If you've ever wished that you could just ask a question about something you're trying to figure out, whether that's starting the website, what audience do I have to offer? If you're just like not sure of what you're trying to accomplish, we're there to help you. And we do regular Q&A calls, and we have an online portal, brand new, that you can be a part of too, where you can interact with anybody inside of our private online portal. Number 2 is our situation-driven mentoring. This is where we have our systems-driven. This is where we have put together a step-by-step roadmap. It's called the Insider Level Up Roadmap. And literally we have like a checklist that you could walk through and know exactly what your next step is, which is so important. Number 3, a community-driven mentoring. This is what Lisa talked about a lot with masterminds. So we put you in a mastermind according to what level you are at currently. And so if you're like, Jonathan, I'm still trying to figure out my online business. I think I know, but I'm not sure. Well, we have a Discover Mastermind for you. And then once you discover who your audience is, you graduate to the Launch Mastermind. And that's where you're going to work with people who are just trying to get their website launched. And you have a coach that's going to help you there. And then we move into the Market Mastermind. And we have a couple different levels there as well. And then finally, one of the benefits is you get access to every course I've ever created, or every training I've ever done. And so if you're like, man, I would just love to have access to everything, Jonathan. Maybe I want to do a membership site, or I want to publish a Kindle book. Everything is in there. Literally, there's probably 20, 30 courses in there that you can dive into on all kinds of topics about online business. And we give you that access just for being a part of Insider. And so to wrap this up, let's, I was going to show that, but you know what? I'm just going to come back over here because I was going to show the kind of behind the scenes. But here's what I would say. You want to go to jmill.biz/insider. So it's actually in the description wherever you're watching. So if you're at YouTube right now, if you just scroll down, you'll find the link in the description. If you're watching on Facebook in one of our groups or one of our pages, it's also in the description. But again, it's jmill.biz/insider. All right. Well, guess what? I'm going to be back at 2:00. So literally within 30 minutes with another Insider interview. And so here's the thing. If you want to hear more of these stories, then if you're over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button right now. It's right by the video. And then you can even hit the little notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live. Also, if you're over on Facebook, just give us a like on the page. And we'll see you guys right back here at the top of the hour. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.